Okay, let me show you what I've done here. The customer brought this hydraulic ram rod in, this ram. This is a big ram, really big. Doesn't look big, but this is 4.5 inches. This right here, this gland is probably around 12 inches. This is a stick cylinder for EC 480 Volvo, so it's a fairly big ram. You can see here, stretched out, it's probably, I don't know, probably 12 feet, maybe even longer, probably 15 feet. So this is a brake I had. Customer suggested doing this, so it's not my idea, but it works great, and I'm going to show you what we did. So he brought me an old ram, and I'll show it to you. But this is out of an old piston here, where the rod and piston were actually seized on, so I machined them off of an older junk ram. This is the spacer, and this right here is a brake. So we did not do any machine work on, I did not do any machine work on any of this rod at all, in case he wanted to return it back to factory. But the reason why this was done is this stick cylinder actually pushed the bucket into the cab. And I think they put a quick coupler on it, and that was the whole reason why, is it because it made it an extra 15 inches, I believe, something similar to that, that allowed this rod to go out further as stock, and it came into the cab and clipped the cab. So they needed it 2 inches, and they needed it done without touching the rod, and so this is what we did. The reason why we did this way is because if they ever want to put it back to factory settings, basically, is they can just buy a new brass brake here for it, slide it in, remove my spacer here, and get rid of the old brake here, put a new one in, and everything's back to stock, same lengths and everything. So this is what we did. I'm just gonna slide this off. Again, this is machined out of an old ram piston. So this is normally where the brake sits. Piston sits on these threads. And this is where the chrome starts, and this is where, the brake sits. So if we remove this spacer, you can see it's just machined. And this has been bored out 2 inches. So it's been bored out, perfect match on this. I think I got 5/1000ths tolerance on this brake. And that slides over that, and that lip actually holds that. There's a 1/2 inch lip there, and that holds it. That's 2 inches exactly. And that lip will hold it in there. And so now it'll come down, and the gland will receive this brake. The rod will actually come up and receive the brake, causing it to slow down and stopping. And ultimately, this spacer here will actually make contact with the gland itself, and it'll be tightened in here on the piston, and it'll make contact here, which ultimately stops these rods. And that's how they're set up and engineered anyway. So show you what I did. I'll show you the old ram that I cut it off of. It looks like it to be a bucket cylinder off of a similar size machine. I think it's a little older model. It's probably off of a 460 Volvo. So here it is. I cut this off. You can see the old brake right here. I had to use a bandsaw to actually cut this off, save some time rather than setting it into a lathe. So I bandsawed that off. Here's the old piston that was seized on, that I had this chucked up into. Parted it off on my lathe. Turned it, got it done, and here's the piston. Here's we're not doing anything to these. These are just the piston, the stock piston, and the stock gland and piston. So that's it. Like I said, that spacer will come here. That brake will slide down in here. There's port reliefs here that help slow it down. And then that piston is just threaded on, and that's it. Finished up. So that's the project that I've been working on for the past couple days. Give me a like and subscribe. Thank you.